Recently, Bethesda invited IGN to an online event where we were able to see much of Fallout 76's Burning Springs content update in a hands-off setting. The launch of its 23rd season, Blood and Rust, will coincide with the debut of Season 2 of Amazon's popular TV series.
What say you, Miss McClane?
Here's all the big, new content coming in Fallout 76 Burning Springs. If there's one thing that has somehow never been added to Fallout 76 in its many, many updates, it's an entirely new region to play in the game. That's changing when Burning Springs launches this December. As the title suggests, Burning Springs is the new region on the map that players will get to explore in this expansion. Burning Springs is meant to invoke the feeling of exploring Fallout New Vegas' sprawling desert, the developers told us, with over 20 major points of interest and tons of new locations to discover. However, it's quite far from the actual setting of New Vegas, though there is a tie-in to the famous location, and we'll get to that soon. Fallout 76 is well known for its setting in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia. However, Burning Springs takes you for a stroll across a small bridge and dumps you out in Ohio. I'd say only in Ohio for the memes, but, well, allow me to gesture broadly at everything.
I can't leave this place. I'm waiting.
But perhaps the more interesting aspect of this new Burning Springs region will be Highwaytown. It's a new hub location that brings players on the servers together to straighten out their in-town affairs. At launch, there may not be vendors in Highwaytown though, Bethesda did say they're looking into adding them later on, if not at launch. However, when you reach Highwaytown, fans of the Amazon TV series might notice a familiar face.
This place never runs out of bounties.
You still interested in taking a bounty?
Not even the apocalypse will stop Amazon from delivering.
I defer to you about what to do in this situation.
They've gone and shipped everyone's favorite Ghoul across a post-apocalyptic United States so he can send you out on a few dangerous missions.
Got no time nor inclination to chit-chat. Find me at the last resort.
The best part? He's fully voiced by actor Walton Goggins, the very same actor that plays Ghoul in the TV series.
More there than I could ever bother with. Unless you're looking for something juicy. Well, that's a whole different ballgame.
Cooper Howard, or Ghoul as he's known in the post-war setting, has a major role to play in Fallout 76's Burning Springs. Some small spoilers coming up, so be warned. You first might ask, well, how does that work?
Oh, what a great question.
He was headed to New Vegas during the finale of Season 1. We know that Cooper Howard was around pre-war and became the face of Vault-Tec before the bombs dropped. We also know that he's around 200 years old during the first season of Amazon's show.
Let's get lucky, shall we?
Considering that Fallout 76 takes place much earlier than any Fallout entry before it, there's a lot of room for Ghoul to have been well-traveled, and that includes the important task of Mission Giver, before finding himself on the route to New Vegas for Season 2 of the show.
Unless you got business, keep on walking.
As for how he makes that round trip, perhaps that's a story thread Bethesda will weave later down the road as the streaming show progresses.
You still interested in taking a bounty?
Alright, but what does Ghoul actually do? Why is he in Burning Springs? In Ohio, of all places.
That's a killer instinct I was looking for. Got a big stack of open contracts right there.
As stated previously, he's a mission giver. Bounty hunts, to be exact. Ghoul has found his way to Appalachia to pawn off bounties to anyone willing to take them on. When you first get to Highwaytown, you aren't really going to be on Ghoul's radar. Truly, you might as well be the NPC here. No matter how much of a name you've made for yourself in West Virginia, or how high of a level you are in the game, you're going to need to work your way up before Ghoul will even speak to you, let alone look you in the eye. Unless maybe you jimmy the camera around a little bit to reach the right angle.
You disrupt one for me, and I'll offer my expertise to Eugene's revolt.
Enter bounty hunts. As the name suggests, they will send you on quests to find notable targets to take out in the Burning Springs region, and as far as we can tell, there are no dead or alive choices here, just dead. These hunts will reward players with XP, caps, legendary gear, and more. You'll start out with grunt hunts. These are low-level bounty hunts that set you out on a path to become familiar with Ghoul. After doing enough of these and earning an audience with Ghoul, you'll gain access to head hunts.
Now you've proved your intentions with Moose. It's time to get the other two recruits.
These are much larger in scale. An active headhunt is server-wide, all players are notified, and everyone can take part. It wouldn't be wise to take these on by yourself, as headhunts are incredibly difficult alone. They are public events after all. There can only be one headhunt active on a server at a given moment. However, grunts can have as many as there are players.
You'll need to gather some metal for me, like the piece in that barrel. This will not be easy.
This place will test you as well.
While Ghoul and Bounty Hunts are a big addition to the Burning Springs expansion, you can never truly have an expansion if there isn't some new story content to discover. During our hands-off preview of the update, we got a taste of exactly that and learned how we'll get to Ohio and the chaos that ensues shortly after. To begin, you find yourself heading west to answer a distress call. Soon after, we're ambushed by raiders and learn that we just fell for the oldest cinematic goof, a fake distress call. When the fight is over, we're nabbed up and chucked into a cell where we meet some key new characters. Our time there is meant for us to get to know our two cellmates, where we'll discuss some moralities, engage in dialogue decisions that'll have consequences later down the road, and eventually be forced to side with one of the characters we've conversed with during incarceration.
Thank you for doing that.
The cell you've been thrown into is a staging area for the Rust King's arena, and you're the fodder for a good fight. When your turn is up, you're placed into the arena to fight other inmates. Choose wisely early on, as you'll have to fight against the inmate you did not side with. The poor guy will not stand a chance. The rest will though, as you'll need to put up a good fight if you're going to make it out alive. After successfully tackling the Rust King's arena, you're granted an audience with the king and you ask to leave. This request of course is granted and you're set on a quest to find Highwaytown and to Ghoul himself. Fear not though, the Rust King's gonna keep his eye on you.
But I will be watching.
We'll have to discover the rest of the story ourselves when the expansion launches. What's a live service game if there are no reasons for players to group up and tackle challenges together in a social manner? Aside from bounty hunts, Burning Springs is looking to freshen up the open world activities with some new public events. In Sinkhole Solutions, players will group up to fend off waves of rad scorpions while along the way destroying nests that pop up all over the playing field. Kill enough of these rad scorpions in these nests and you'll spawn a giant legendary monster for the server to take on. Seasoned players of Fallout 76 won't find too much new here in terms of moment-to-moment gameplay, as Sinkhole Solutions doesn't do anything different than current public events like Invaders from Beyond already does. A public event that spawns waves of aliens before ending in a fight against a legendary monster. The bright side though is you can't expect to earn new legendary gear. Gearing Up is the public event to keep your eyes on. It's actually a unique experience where your goal is to collect materials around the battlefield to deposit in order to progress the event. The materials in question are meant for the creation of armor for docile Deathclaws that are trained to fight in 1v1 battles for entertainment purposes. After depositing enough materials, a Deathclaw will be armored and sent out to fight alongside the players. At this stage of the event, players will need to escort the Deathclaw and ensure its health bar isn't depleted, lest you fail the event. If you are successful, you're rewarded with an unfriendly, legendary Deathclaw to kill. Do so, and you'll be handsomely rewarded. And there you have it, the biggest content coming in Fallout 76's Burning Springs update. You planning to return to West Virginia and now Ohio? Or are you sitting this one out? Let us know in the comments below on what Fallout 76 would need to get you back in the game. For more on all things Fallout, Bethesda, and cool Amazon deals, keep it right here on IGN.
Oops, seems our time is up. See you later, sweet thing. If you're lucky.